Hi, welcome back to the set of Thrive America. We're here at Blank Stage Theater, joined by owner and operator for Commercial Lending Solutions, Erica Parker. Erica, this is our last segment, and thanks so much for coming out and gracing us with your presence.
Absolutely.
It's been a joy, and I know we've got some exciting videos coming up around the corner.
Yes.
And we're going to have a premiere here at our studio. One thing I kind of want to talk about and voice to you is the psyche of someone who's thinking about getting a loan and getting rejected. And I know from your previous experience there was more of that than there is now. What advice do you have for the business owner who gets rejected at the bank and maybe has what they think is a good plan? Is there a fear that you have that, hey, this is probably a good idea, but for whatever, like, what's the strategy behind getting rejected and what they need to do after a rejection?
That is a great question, Brent. I'm so glad you asked that question. I hear all the time from people who have gone to their bank and they come to me and say, I was turned down. My bank declined me. And a lot of times also the banker will actually call me and say, I can't do this transaction. Can you help this client? And that is a really good question, because just because your bank told you that the project was not something that they could do at the time doesn't mean it's not a worthwhile project. It just means either they don't have a taste for it, it doesn't fit into their box, and that's a terminology that they use quite a bit, is the box. And the box isn't this big anymore. It's kind of like that big now. And they are very, very careful about the industries that they choose to put into their portfolio. So it may not be the client at all. The project could be strong, the cash flow is there, the project makes sense. But unfortunately, it's not fitting into the box or the parameters that the bank provides at this time. And so I encourage people all the time not to get frustrated when you hear them say no. It doesn't mean no to the project. It just simply means, no, we're not interested in the project. And what that then means is that there are tons of other lenders, tons of other funding sources who are interested in that project. So the object of the game then is to find the right match for you. Mm-hmm. Find the right lender for your project. So you'll hear no a lot, because everyone's not interested in opening a dance studio or a restaurant or a studio. I mean, there are certain industries that some lenders are just niched on and are specific in. Mm-hmm. So it's very important to know that just because you heard them say no doesn't mean that your project doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. And a good lender will tell you that we're not interested in doing a project doesn't mean that it's not a good deal. It just means that we can't do it for you at this time. And they'll then in turn try to refer them to someone else in the industry who would be able to help them.
Right. So don't give up.
No. By all means, don't give up. I look at that in a way also in a manner that when someone hears a no and then they retreat or they give up, then it probably wasn't for them anyway. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So if you heard no and you thought, yeah, they said no, it hurt my feelings, and it kind of took you back a little bit, but you're still interested and still have that passion and desire inside of you to move forward, mm-hmm. then get up and go find someone who will do the project for you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But if you heard the no and you thought, oh well, no big deal, then it probably wasn't something that you want to move forward to. Because the first thing we talked about earlier on was that it definitely takes a lot of time, commitment, and energy. And if you can't take rejection from the lender, what are you going to do when you're faced with clients who may reject you, or strategic partners who may reject you? I mean, that's all a part of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it comes with the territory. And
it does.
Reminds me of the very first thing you said, which is passion.
Absolutely.
If you have a passion for what you're going to do, you're not likely to give up. So what can you do to have passion? What can you choose that you love to do? So I'm going to ask you here our golden question, and that is, Erica, what do you know? How can you share your experience, strength, and hope to help us thrive? A business owner to thrive in this economy, in your mind, what do they need to do to thrive in this marketplace?
They have to stick to the plan. And because of the market that we're in now, it's important that they revisit the plan, because the plan they had 3 years ago is not the same plan that they need to help them survive right now. So I would definitely encourage them. And this is something you and I do on a regular, is a 90-day plan. That way you're constantly in front of your goals and your plans for your next quarter. So I would just encourage them to constantly stay in front of their goals and their plans. The other thing I encourage, and this is, it gets to be tough sometimes, but stick to your mission. What is your mission? Go back to the basics. When times get tough, things get hard, you're in a place where you have to make a tough choice, a tough decision about how you move forward in a transaction. Go back to your mission. Go back to the entire premise of your organization, and that'll help steer you and drive you through this time. If you stick to the plan, if you stick to the mission that you had, no matter what the economy is like or the situation is like, you'll be able to sail through it.
A couple things, a couple tools, like you mentioned, the plan.
Absolutely.
There was the score office, I believe, has counselors, and many of these are free. And
yes.
Was it Red Flag that you mentioned? Red.
No, the Edge.
The Edge. The Edge. The Edge was another organization I've never heard about that can help you with your plan.
Yes.
And then you mentioned the 90-day, which is an action coach business coaching firm that we go to every 90 days, where you're around business owners and the action coach community come and support your planning for the next 90 days.
Sure.
And I know that there's also that we both are around other mentors and people who know more than us in specific areas where it comes to social media,
sure,
sales techniques, relationship management. And there's so many tools out there and people that you can get to know just from, I know we both do a lot of networking. So surround yourself with that web of people. Erica, let's finally figure out the best way to talk to you. If someone saw this and is interested in using your services, what's that process like? Is it just giving you a call or sending you an email? What's the best process for you?
Sure. The best process obviously would be to visit us on our website, which is just www.clsga.com. They can also call our office at 678-556-0887.
I know you update your voicemail every day.
Yes, I try to. Although I will admit, I've been out of the office on Friday for the last 2 days, and it's like Wednesday now, so I do need to change that. I'm still wishing it were Friday.
That is unbelievable. I applaud you for that move. So, Erica, thanks so much for being a great guest on our show, and I think our fans here are going to really learn a lot, especially if you're an investor or considering graduating from residential into commercial, or just a business owner and looking to implement some of these principles in the fabric of your business. We'll see you next time on Thrive America. All right, wow, what a great segment we just had with Erica. And just to kind of quickly sum up some of the things we talked about, and some of the things that I learned from this segment was, and some things I can challenge you is what's your business plan looking like? If you've got one, when's the last time you've actually looked at it? There's some great tools out there that you can take advantage of to update your plan, to get current. There's some exciting new marketing strategies out there. In fact, the marketing world is changing. So what are you doing now, and what can you do to tap into that and change your plan? Because you're always going to go back. And Erica talked a lot about having a vision, having a mission, understanding the backbone of your company. Developing an exit strategy comes to mind. So as I'm saying this, are these applied in your business? And the other great thing I want to share is if you're in the Atlanta area, is go on this bus tour with Erica. This is a great time to get educated. And from what I'm told, this is an amazing opportunity to invest in some commercial properties if that's something that interests you. And in order to thrive, like Erica said, you've got to stay focused. And you got to stick to the plan. So thanks once again, and we'll see you on our next segment on Thrive America.